Right, there we go.
Introduce ourselves, then introduce them.
Okay, Joaquin, you're the chosen one.
No.
No, Iggy,
I think I'm cracking.
Iggy, you have to do
Cracking
that.
under
Cool.
So I'm here with Garden of Humans.
Hello.
Hello.
Who are you all?
My name's Louis, and I play drums.
My name's Louis, and I play bass.
My name's Iggy and I'm the singer.
I'm Queen and I play guitar.
So first of all, kind of, what band would you say you are? What genres do you fit into? What kind of music do you like?
We often get compared like Queens of the Stone Age with Paramore vocals. So anyone that's interested in that kind of old, a little bit heavier music, Kotza, Paramore, adjacent to Arctic Monkeys, Deftones, a little bit of everything.
Paramore, Hayley Williams is quite the powerhouse, quite known for being like one of the best vocalists of a generation. Obviously
She's my
with
favourite.
Queens of the Stone Age as well, being like one of the grunge alt bands of the generation. Do you feel quite nervous that people have compared you to that? Would you say that's a compliment, or would you say that's very much like I've got something to live up to?
You gotta dream big.
I think it's
Yeah.
quite exciting. It's really fun, especially because they're bands that I think we've looked up to since we were kids. I think as a singer, especially like Hayley Williams is just such an example, especially like as a performer, as a person, really cool. So it's really nice to be compared to people like that.
If you're gonna get compared with the best.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you kind of go out of your way to write songs that would be adjacent to bands and genres like that, or do you think it just came naturally and you just went with it?
I think since we grew up listening to them bands, it's something that comes out naturally. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily that we force the issue to try and sound like them.
Yeah.
It's just, since that's all the music we listen to, it's just what comes.
To be fair, I think it's quite sometimes we won't tie ourselves down to a genre, but it's easier to kind of just say artists that you sound like than pinpoint an exact genre, because it gives you kind of space to grow around, because obviously the artists you like also have their own little space. So yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe pinpointing yourself specifically to, I don't know, say alt rock or say shoegaze or something like that, something that can be quite not so diverse as things like pop. It definitely gives you room to grow,
Yeah.
and you don't want to box yourself in. I feel like maybe with fans, you say, oh, fans of Paramore, well, Paramore like bend
Yeah.
to different
exactly.
genres.
Yeah.
So how did you kind of come together and be like, oh, well, you like this and I like this, do you want to do this?
It was kind of just meeting, friendship based. We met Louis Ball through uni. We were best mates, and it just got to a point where we needed a drummer. They were like, "Come be our drummer." And then Bella's we met through gigs, and
Supporting bands, playing
Yeah.
with him different.
they made the contact, and
Yeah.
then we just enticed him into our band.
I was headhunted.
How long have you all been playing together?
It's gonna be
A year now.
less than
yeah.
a year.
Less than a year.
With this setup,
With this
we used to
setup.
have other people.
Yeah, and we have played with Louis before through uni, so that was kind of 3 years now, but not in this
Yeah.
specific genre and
Yeah.
band.
What did you all study at uni then? Did you all study music, if that's how you met?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I studied music tech.
I did performance and production with Louis.
With me, yep.
And I did popular music at a different uni.
Whoa.
So
Am I right in guessing you went to conservatoire and you three went to Beckett?
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you said music tech and I was like, I've seen that at Beckett, I've seen that in the open days.
He's
yeah.
That was the cool one, yeah.
There is a conservatoire look, yeah. Maybe it's the hair, maybe I said I like your hair, maybe it's the hair.
It's the
It's the aura.
So, obviously after coming together, did you start by doing covers? Did you go straight to making your own material?
So because the band was a thing before they arrived, we went straight into doing the songs that we had. perfecting them, maybe arranging them differently to their styles, but straight into
Original
originals.
material. I think
we obviously love doing a cover as
Yeah.
well, but
it's very fun to do covers, so it's kind of fun also just bringing our own little visions of how we listen to these songs and bringing them together and performing them. I think is really fun when people are like, oh, I know that song.
Do you, when you do covers, do you kind of, I've seen bands and been in bands where when we've done a cover, we're like, oh, we'll do this, but we'll do it to our sound. Do you tend to do that, or do you like to kind of stick to how the artist made it,
No.
kind of do them justice?
we turn them to our style.
Yeah?
We're like girly pop covers.
You would like doing songs written or performed by women, especially, and normally pop songs where we take them into a more alt emo sound. Like we've done Sabrina Carpenter, we've done Chappell Roan. That's the
Toxic.
kind of style. Yeah, Britney Spears.
Yeah,
That's
those
the kind
are
of
the fun
songs.
ones.
We like doing fun songs and making them.
Oh, we did play Lady Gaga.
We did
Oh
Lady
my
Gaga,
gosh, that
yeah.
was so fun. Yeah.
On the subject of women that you just brought up, I've spoken to Iggy kind of briefly about how you like working with women, you like empowering women, and there's
Yeah.
a very huge theme of feminism in your music. Do you want to kind of talk about that a bit more?
Yeah, I think I grew up listening to a lot of emo bands, alternative rock, and it was quite rare to see women at the forefront of it. That's probably why Paramore is like such a big inspiration to me. But it also happened that was it last year?
Yeah, last year.
Went to a rock festival and we stayed at the main stage because it was kind of, we wanted to be at the front because we were seeing Queens of the Stone Age at the very end, and none of the bands had any women on the stage or any non-binary people, just men. And it was it's something that nobody really notices until you notice it, and then it just really bothers you. So I think obviously that's kind of a weird thing to see, especially as a woman. You see you don't see yourself reflected in the people that you're listening to their music and connecting to their songs. So it's kind of, I think it's quite nice to have the power to say let's change this dynamic and force it to change, because nobody else, people are just gonna let it happen
Yeah,
if
it's
they
not
don't.
even playing field,
Yeah,
so you
it's
have to
not-
force it to make it
Yeah,
happen.
you have to try to change things, and I think it's quite cool to, we've been putting on gigs, we play music that is by women, maybe for women, and yeah.
See, I'm hugely into emo, and I've had this discussion before when I'm I don't know, finding songs to learn, finding songs to take inspiration from, or just listening to songs and looking for bands to go see. Literally, I could probably think of Pool Kids, Stereocity, and Sweet Pill that come to mind, where there's a female instrumentalist or a vocalist, and everyone else is men. And I feel in the emo alternative scene as well, I think maybe women can be seen as quote unquote posers or performative. Yeah.
And at the same time, I think it's quite weird how women are held to a way higher standard than men. Normally, you'll see gigs that it's kind of weird to say, but you'll just go to gigs and people expect women to be something
Hayley Williams. They expect
a
if they're singing
perfect,
rock, they have
it's
to be.
they make it about their physical appearance, and that doesn't happen to men at all. They can just rock up in whatever clothes they want and present themselves however they want. Nobody questions it.
They'll say it's just a vibe.
Well, they
It's
say
just
it's
a
just a vibe, yeah. But if it's a woman, it's oh, she's looking oh, how did she go on stage like that? And I think it's quite weird. So it's kind of nice to just exist and be unapologetic about it.
Have you experienced that yourself, especially being a woman of colour as well? Do you think maybe that comes into play a bit?
Yeah, definitely. I do feel sometimes that I don't want to play into stereotype, but then you're between the little back and forth of course I want to represent my culture. So I just kind of take it I'll do what I want, I'll do what makes me feel comfortable, and I'll kind of I don't think it's part of who I am, but it doesn't it's not it's kind of, yeah, it's a weird little like back and forth, but I do want to be representation because obviously like, especially in like the emo world as a kid, I was like, oh, I don't look like any of these people, isn't that, or I would like buy clothes or like buy my makeup when I was like 12 and I would never look like the stereotype. So it's quite fun to see and like try to put myself in that space. That's not necessarily like, it's not meant, like it is meant for anyone, but it hasn't been marketed as such. So it is kind of nice to just go into it and try to change it myself. It's empowering and it's like, it's empowering.
So obviously combating that stigma individually with your physical appearance, how do you combat that stigma as a band, like with your music?
Ooh.
I think as a band, it's not necessarily that we combat it. I think when we promote gigs is where we fight the fight. We're trying to promote gigs featuring women artists. I think that's the best way you can do it as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you play, you're setting the road for the next generation, which is nice. But when you're promoting a gig, you're actively making the change now. You're making it happen now.
Mm-hmm.
So your gigs are obviously very fueled by activism.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen you live before, so what can we expect from your live performances?
Ooh.
Energy.
Energy. Lots of energy.
I think that all our shows is just energy. We're all on it. We're all just ready to go.
Yeah.
Sort of, it's like a release.
Yeah, I think it's like cathartic as well.
Yeah.
I go to gigs and I like, when I perform, I think it's the happiest I ever am because it's like, you're not worried about how you're looking or you're just performing. And I think the artists that I look up to were kind of performers in that way. They have like, they're just extremely happy to be there and like their craft is about that, which makes their craft even better at the end because it's like they're just existing so like fiercely. So I think that's what we try to
because
put out.
it's comfortable as well. We're all wanting to do the same thing, so you're more relaxed in the same sense as well because we're all got the same idea. We all want to be doing the same thing, so we're all in the same boat on the same page. So we're all
wanting to have fun in the end.
Yeah,
which makes it even more fun.
Doing what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Basically, I think.
So at the gig, obviously, is in 2 weeks yesterday.
Yeah.
So less than 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Are we expecting a full set of Euro material? Any covers, half and half?
We'll do a bit of both.
We're going to do a bit of
We'll
everything.
sprinkle a little bit of covers, but it'll be mainly our songs.
I think we're going to try to play all of the songs we have.
Yeah.
Which is quite fun. We're even considering playing a song that we haven't performed live ever, but it's there, it's existing, and it's quite fun. And then we have quite a few cover songs prepared. I think we've done the thing where each of us choose a little song and we're trying to put our own spin on it.
Yeah, that was it. We all chose one for this.
So we've got 45 minutes ish.
An hour.
An hour.
Yeah.
An hour of
high energy, dancing, shouting,
Non-stop
noise.
Yeah.
Good noise.
Non-stop loudness.
Ass shaking. Just a racket, yeah.
So I think I've asked everything that I kind of prepared to ask. Is there anything that you want to finish off with?
I think I'm going to say to keep your eyes peeled at the gig because we might have some little surprises, especially like considering announcements. We have some really fun things coming up, so I think the gig it's our headline, so obviously it's like a place where we're gonna
It's the place to be.
It's a place to be, basically. We have a lot of surprises.
Yeah, we want Northern Packs and Sway and
nasty.
and
We want the windows.
Absolutely
I'll provide my own
drenched.
funk. I need everyone else to bring
That's
it.
what you can expect.
That's one thing to expect from us. I'm going to be sweaty.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's everything then.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.